You see, when I first got saved, I really wanted to meet God. But I heard a testimony once of a Sri Lankan girl when she was 10 years old on her birthday. She was given a holy visitation, and God gave her a tour of heaven. So when I was 16 years old, I just got back from backsliding. I backslided for about 4 years, and I finally came back to God. And then on my 16th birthday, I took a shower, and I prayed. I said, God, give me a visitation of heaven. So after the shower, I put on my nice T-shirt, my jeans, and I waited in my bedroom, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. 8 o'clock, nothing happened. 10 o'clock, nothing happened. 11 o'clock, Jesus, walked into my room. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, nothing happened. I fell asleep. Next morning, I woke up, I got pretty disappointed. I said, God, I wanted a visitation. I thought that would be the best birthday gift for me. I mean, I was so simple in my faith, right? But nothing happened. Until the Lord began to show me, I read a verse in the Bible that says, and Jesus says this, blessed are those who have not seen, and yet they believe. And I began to say, all right, God, if I can't see you with my natural eyes, then let me see you with the eyes of my heart, with the eyes of my spirit. And I began to learn. I'll take the guitar, and I'll learn to play, I'll learn to worship God. And in those days, I was still in my high school, and I learned to pray every night after I finished dinner, coming back home. Before I do my homework, I would just spend 15 minutes in prayer. And then it will be half an hour in prayer. And by the time I go to a university, and I was studying in National University of Singapore, NUS. In those days, we don't have the MRT, we don't have the train. It'll take me 3 buses, 1.5 hours to get to university and then to come back. So every day I go to school, and then I finish university at 5 o'clock. I go to the library to study. When the library closes at 10 o'clock, I will take 3 buses. By the time I reach home, it'll be 12 in the night. I took a shower, I take my guitar, and I started to worship, and I began to pray. And I would take out my watch. So often I would just take out my watch, I look at the time, 12 o'clock, and then I put it on the bed. And I begin to commune with God and begin to pray, and begin to worship, and begin to seek His face. And then when I open my eyes again, 4 hours would have passed. 3 hours would have passed. 5 hours would have passed. My mom would come and say, calm, don't disturb the neighbors. Go to bed, you got school the next day. And I would take a nap. And then the next morning, 3 hours later, I take a shower again. And then I'll be back on my way to school, to the university, to study for my computer majors. But I tell you this, it was in those times where I learned the presence of God, and I got addicted to that presence. Many of my friends, some people are addicted to computer games. Some people are addicted to smoking and to drinking and to drugs. But I became addicted to God's presence. And I love that presence. I became devoted to Jesus walking into the room. And I realized that when I prayed, there's really somebody there listening to me. And I enjoy that presence. Just like we love it when we're in an air-conditioned room. I tell you, when we're in an atmosphere where Jesus is there, it's better than any air conditioning. And I don't know how to get there except through prayer.